Hi, I'm Heather. Welcome to class. We're going to do a practice today specifically to relieve mental strain. Before we begin, if you find this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's start with 2 bricks. We're going to sit in Virasana, the hero pose. So I'll sit sideways in order to show you how I'm wanting to use the bricks. We bring the knees together. You can have, whether it's a flat brick, like so, or a brick sitting up a little higher, like so, between your ankle bones. So that the height of the brick depends on your knees and your capacity to sit back. So as you sit back, you want the buttocks to land on your brick. If the knees are problematic, give yourself more height. The second brick is behind us because we're going to do a spinal twist. And having elevated our height, we may need to use some height under the hand. If we're sitting up on a lot of heights, let's say, for example, my knees are really stiff and I need a lot of height to sit on, you could do your Virasana like this, but you've got nothing to reach to and you lean back to the floor, it's a long way back. You could potentially have a chair behind you, you could have the wall behind you to reach if you need this much height. That's fine. So find the height that works for you. Make sure your toes are pointing back, they're not kinking in, they're not sticking out. Sit up straight. And let's twist to the right side first. Take your left hand across to the right leg, right hand to the brick behind you, the wall or the chair if you're using that, and press into the left hand to help you sweep that right armpit chest around. Both shoulder tips press back and down. So just notice, often that left shoulder wants to lift and roll forward with you as you turn. Can you restrain the left shoulder tip back, restrain the shoulder blade down the back, and go on pressing the right shoulder tip back as well. Come out of the twist and let's go to the other side. Twist to your left. You reach your right hand to your left knee. Reach your left hand to your prop behind you. Turn. Try not to lean into your prop. Keep the crown of the head vertically top the perineum. And as you press against the leg, rotate right armpit chest around. Turn the head, but don't cock the head to one side. Try to keep the head level. Both shoulder tips pressing back and down. Then come back to center. Now we come off our brick. Let's use our bricks under our hands for Adho Mukha Virasana. Big toes touching, knees apart, hands are on blade-shaped bricks, stretch forward. Head can descend. Doesn't matter if the head touches the floor or not, but the arms stay straight. So as the head descends, elbow tips squeeze in, upper arms firm. Notice if you're tending to kink the ankles out, can you squeeze those outer ankle bones in as the hips move back and down, buttocks back and down. Now raise the head up. We're going to keep our hands on bricks. Walk the hands over to the right side so that the bricks come onto the floor on the right side of your mat. Turn your chest towards that right leg. So you're coming over the right leg. The abdomen, the rib cage coming onto the right leg as you take yourself over the right side. Sweep the left side of the back away from the spine. Broaden the left side of the back, left armpit chest moving towards the inner right leg. Then walk back through the midline. Walk your bricks across to the left side so that the bricks are on the floor on the left side of your mat. Turn your chest. So just watch that right chest doesn't lag behind. Can you broaden the right side of the back from the spine? Broaden the spinal muscles. Move the right armpit chest towards your inner left leg. And still the arms are straight. the buttocks moving back and down. Walk your hands back through the midline. And then you can come all the way up. We're going to stay with the legs in this Virasana shape. Be clear that the knees are no wider than the width of your mat. Now we do Parivrtta Adho Mukha Virasana. So what we did before was Parsva, side downward facing hero pose. Now we do revolved downward facing hero pose. Put a brick for your head. And then let's have a tall brick for the right hand on the right side. We're going to feed this left arm through between the right knee and the bricks. Left arm feeds through, left palm faces up. You're pressing right hand into your tall brick as you bring the back of that shoulder and upper arm onto the floor and the side of the head, the left side of the head onto your flat brick. Right hand presses into the tall brick to help you pivot the torso around. Set the right elbow at a right angle, so you're not letting that elbow drop. As the elbow tip is up towards the ceiling, you'll get more capacity to press into the hand, which helps you turn. Turn the right chest up, sweep your left armpit chest around towards your inner right leg. Then slowly come up, and let's take our tall brick across to the other side. So the tall brick's on the left side of the mat. We feed the right arm through between the bricks and the knee. Right arm feeds through. We come onto the back of the right shoulder and upper arm. The right side of the head comes onto your flat brick, and as you press the left hand into your tall brick, pivot the chest. Rotate the left chest up towards the ceiling. Remember to keep this left elbow at a right angle rather than letting it drop. That way you'll get more space in your left armpit chest. Revolve the left chest up. Sweep the right armpit chest around towards your inner left leg. And then come out of the pose. We move on to doing a supported downward facing dog pose. There are a number of ways of practicing this. We want the crown of the head to be resting on support. Now we could use a bolster, which is soft, or we could use bricks. Using one flat brick and then putting another brick on the diagonal can be a good way of offering support for the crown of the head. And if it's hard for the head to reach down to this height, you could potentially turn this brick on to its blade shape, and maybe that would be a bit easier. One thing to note is if your bricks slip, if they don't stick to your sticky mat, you might want to put a sandbag or something heavy here on the other side of your bricks so that they don't scoot away from you when you allow the weight of the head to sit here. Now, when we come into this, you'll need to have your hands further forward than the bricks. And then as you lift into your dog pose, the chin can tuck into the chest so you can bring the crown onto the bricks. Now at this stage, I might even have to bend the elbows to get my head down, which is not ideal. So I walk the hands further forward, and then I try again. Chin into the chest and the crown of the head finds its level. So find out whether you need to walk the hands further forward before you try changing the height of your support. Now, don't have any intention to get the heels down as being a big priority here. We're looking for head support, arms straight, legs straight, spine straight. So the heels can be somewhat lifted in order to allow for the sit bones to lift. The back of the legs are lengthening. And as the sit bones lift, then your spine can straighten. As the spine straightens, the abdomen can lengthen and relax. See if you can get a sense of the abdominal contents softening, relaxing back towards the back abdominal wall as you exhale. Consciously slow and steady your breath. We come forward for Uttanasana. We want to do a supported Uttanasana. So walk forward, take your feet as wide as the mat, and depending on your hamstrings and your capacity to hinge forward as to what kind of height you might need underneath your head. Ideally, we have the crown of the head again. Now, if you feel really stiff, perhaps you need to have a chair here and bring your forearms onto the chair, your forehead onto the forearms, which obviously means you're on the forehead, you're not on the crown, which is okay. But if you can, bring the crown down onto your support. Now, I said take the feet as wide as the mat because that can make it a bit easier to fold forward and down. So if possible, without bending the knees, so have the intention of keeping your knees straight, you can bring the head down, then catch the ankles, lift the shoulder blades. So as you're holding the ankles, feed your upper arms into the shoulder joint, engage the shoulder blades against the back, riding the shoulder blades up towards your hips. And as the legs are firm, can you relax the abdomen again? That same idea of allowing the abdominal contents to settle back. Allow the navel, the abdominal contents to settle back towards the back abdominal wall as you exhale. So do take note of your breath. See if you can slow it down. Now we slowly come out of this pose. You can raise the head up, come onto your fingertips, bend the knees. We're going to turn sideways now for Prasarita Padottansana. Let's keep the head down. You can use your 2 bricks. Take your legs wide. So we're staying in our forward bend. We have the feet about your legs length apart. The feet are parallel. Spread the little toes. Hands are on bricks. Draw the chest forward. Lengthen the front body. Make sure the kneecaps are gripped. Quadriceps are active. Now, if you can go down and bring the crown of the head onto the floor, do that. But if you need support, again, you can use your bricks in such a way that you're lifting the floor up to your head. So find out what works. And you can also explore taking the legs a bit wider or a bit narrower. So if you're quite long in the spine and you've got your legs out, your feet out a long way, it's fairly easy for you to get the head down. Maybe you need to narrow your stance. So if it's within reach, the hands come back towards the line of the feet. So the heels of the hands in line with the heels of the feet. You bring the crown of the head to the floor and you feed the upper arms into the shoulder joints. You lift the shoulder blades up the back. And you go on working with the grip of the kneecaps, the action of the quadriceps. And once more, abdominal contents, the navel, settling back towards the back abdominal wall as you exhale. Smooth, steady inhale. Smooth, steady exhale. Diminish any tension around your eyes. Keep your jaw relaxed. As you come out of the pose, walk your hands forward and then walk your feet in. Come down onto your knees. Pose of the child with your arms forward. So the knees can be together or apart, you choose, but rest your head down. As you're ready, you can slowly come to sit up all the way. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me. For more in-depth teaching, check out the video library on my website, heatherkitchenyoga.com.au. The link is in the description box below.